Welcome back to the world that was, and this 2,000 point battle between Empire and Dwarfs. Welcome back after a coronavirus-enforced extended break. We are pleased to be back filming some more fantasy battle reports. In fact, we're so excited. We've got a whole weekend with a stupid amount of games which we're going to try and get played. Having a bit of a mini tournament, really. So the lists are not quite as competitive as they could be. They may be a bit more themed. We've got some quirky little rules we're going to put in place about characters sort of carrying over between rounds and impacts on their wounds, etc., depending how they do. First game is Empire versus Dwarves. We are playing Dawn Attack across this riverbed with the river down there. The various buildings, we have got some special rules. There's arcane ruins, haunted mansions, etc. We'll sort of go over those as and when they come up. With that, let's take a look at the armies.
The general is Ungrim Iron Fist. And then the heroes, we've got a Dragon Slayer with the Master Rune of Swiftness. Core, it's 2 units of 16 Quarrelers with great weapons and full command. And then special, we have a big unit of 30 Slayers. It's got 2 Giant Slayers in there, a Musician, and a Standard Bearer who's got the Banner of Lost Holds because Ungrim Iron Fist allows them to take a 100-point standard. Then we've got a small unit of 14 Slayers, again with 2 Giant Slayers, a Musician and Standard Bearer, and then a little unit of 10 Slayers with just the 1 Giant Slayer, a Musician and Standard Bearer. And then what looks like a Goblin Hewer is actually an Organ Gun with the Rune of Accuracy and Rune of Forging.
This is 2,000 points of Empire, led by a Grandmaster with Runefang and an Opal Amulet. It's got a level 4 Wizard with Law of Heavens and the Dispel Scroll. There's a Captain Battle Standard Bearer on Pegasus, and a Witch Hunter, who we don't see often, with a brace of pistols. We've got 10 Archers and 2 units of 10 Crossbowmen, a unit of 12 Inner Circle Knights with full command and the Steel Standard. There's 4 Demigryph Knights with a Magic Standard as well, a Great Cannon and a Steam Tank. The battle lines are drawn and ready to start turn 1 on this Dawn raid. This is the scenario where you roll for each unit to see whereabouts they turn up. So the Dwarves deployed first and have got sort of quite a heavy presence over on their left flank. Empire managed to pretty much mimic it. They got a lot of stuff in the middle, except for the Knights with the Grandmaster, who unfortunately rolled a 1 and ended up right out on this flank. So they've got a long way to go. But as Jay's already said, the Dwarves aren't exactly going to be going anywhere fast. So we should have plenty of time to catch them. So this is how the armies look. We've already rolled off for the first turn. I didn't manage to seize it as the Empire player. So it is going to be Dwarves turn 1 coming up next. Turn 1 for the Dwarves is complete. Not the fastest army in the world, so there's just been a lot of shuffling forwards. Crossbowmen have moved forward to get themselves into to range for next time. Organ Gun was out of range, and the crossbowmen at the back there are in the watchtower. Those crossbowmen had quite a bit of success. They've fired down at the crossbowmen who were down here, managed to kill 3, which caused a panic test, which I failed, turned around, and fled off the battlefield. So, quite a successful turn, really, for turn 1 for the Dwarves. That's it. Let's see how the Empire can respond in Empire turn 1 next. Start of Empire turn 1. Gone to generate our steam points in the steam tank. Gone for 3. And look what we've rolled. So about as bad a possible start as it could have been, really. Let's see what we do. It's a 1 plus the 3 steam points that are generated takes us to a 4. I think that's just locking a valve somewhere. So we have to roll another d6 and see what I can't use. Oh, is that the steam cannon? Yep. Yeah, so steam cannon can't be used, so he's not going to be doing a whole lot this turn. Movement phase is complete. Nothing on the Empire sort of central castle has moved. Knights have begun sprinting up or galloping up around the back of this, which is a arcane Ruin. Sorcerer's Portal, sorry, we said this was. So the closest unit is affected by a random spell. Last time it was Plague of Rust upon those Slayers, which obviously has no impact. It is going to be the Knights who are closer this time. So we roll for Winds of Magic, which we're also going to count as the result for that. It's a 5. I will try my channel attempt, which I fail. And number 5 from the Sorcerer's Portal, what's that done to us? Wissen's Wild Form, brilliant. These can't be dispelled. They're just automatically cast on the nearest unit. So these knights have +1 strength and toughness, which is very nice. Managed to cast Harmonic Convergence on the crossbowmen down here just to bolster their shooting. And we're now going to go for Comet of Cassandora, cast on a 12. 6, 7 with my level 4, that's an 11. Yeah. No, it's not cast. 12, yeah. What am I talking about? That's the end of the magic phase. We'll come back for some shooting. Cannon is shooting down through the gap in the haunted mansion, or mausoleum as it more is, down into these slayers. We've gone 8 inches from the front, so we're 2 inches short from the front, and we don't bounce. I'm not having much luck with this artillery dice so far. There's no other shooting, so that's going to be the end of the turn. Oh yeah, we do have the special rule for this, which is it D6, strength 1 hits for units within 6, so wow, I don't know how I've managed to do that. 3. I'm looking on 6s. 1 more Slayer killed by a ghost rather than a cannonball. Come back for Dwarfs, turn 2. The Dwarf advance has continued. Slayers continuing to trudge down the battlefield. Crossbowmen have stayed where they are this time. The spell from the Sorcerer's Portal, Arcane Room, whichever one it was a fireball, which has blasted the knights and managed to kill 2, which was disappointing. We get into the shooting phase, and it's the crossbowmen down by the river who are shooting down at the steam tank. That's not a bad. It's pretty bad. And no wounds, brilliant. There's not going to be any of the shooting, nothing else is in range. We'll just do, their magical ghosts. Can they kill some more? Only 1. Looking for another 6. Get another 1. No. Okay. That's it then. We'll come back for Empire, turn 2. Empire movement phase is complete. Steam tank was a little more successful this time. Spent 3 steam points to trundle forward. 2 points left there, ready to spray with a steam gun, I think. And the knights have continued their gallop around the back of this arcane ruin. Sorcerer's Portal. I always get them muddled up. We know what it is. So we're into the magic phase, which is a 7. So that's Plague of Rust from this one, which goes down onto the knights. That's not great. Can I get a channel for my wizard? No. Midway through the magic phase, we've got Harmonic Convergence off on the crossbowmen again. And this time we're going for Wind Blast down on that unit of Slayers. 5, 9. It's cast. Pushing you back D3 + 1.
I'll try and spell that. 2 dice.
2 dice to spell. 5, 7, no. So it's D3 inches, 1. So they're going to go back 2 inches. There's no extra effects of hitting anything else because they've not stopped. And that means with the remaining 3 dice, we're going to go for Comet of Cassandora again. Ooh, how do I keep cocking dice on this? Yes, so 11, 13, a lot. It's cast, right, we'll get a token placed. It's going to be somewhere up in that corner near those crossbowmen and organ gun. Firing the cannon, which is switching targets onto this juicier unit, as we're going to get through some of the files due to the angles. We're going 8 inches back from the front guy. Ah, what is it with this misfire dice? 5. I'll double check what's happened to him on the black powder chart. I think it's just, can't shoot this turn. Useless cannon. So we'll do the steam gun. I'm going to be spending my remaining 2 steam points to take me up to strength 3. I'm going to go steaming death down onto those unit of slayers there. Steam gun managed to vaporize 3 slayers there. Brings us to the end of the shooting phase and the end of the Empire turn. We've just got the ghosts from this haunted mausoleum to come out, so I'll roll for the slayers. It's D6, so it's just 1. Strength 1, looking for a 6. Nope. How many ghosts are going for the steam tank? 6. It's definitely a bigger target. Looking for 6s. None. Brilliant. Okay, that is end of turn 2. Come back for Dwarves turn 3, where I think we're finally going to start to clash. Dwarf movement phase is complete. There were no charges, electing to shoot down with the crossbowmen and artillery up there into the steam tank rather than charging in with the slayers. Big Blob has reformed and marched forward, or moved forward on that flank. And over here, the Dragon Slayer has left the unit. He's probably going to be mercilessly butchered by some knights, but it spares his comrades briefly due to the position in the knights are going to struggle to go on. So, magic phase, although there's no magic for the dwarves, we do have the comet. 4, 5, 6. Oh, so adding another token. So we're up to 2 tokens on that, and we'll check for the spell for over on this side. It's a 9. Speed of light, again, not going to affect us this turn. Both units of crossbowmen have shot down into the steam tank. Got a couple of wounds, but they were saved. Bounced off his armour. So we're doing the organ gun now, who's shooting down at the steam tank as well. So it's 2 shots worth of artillery dice. 10, it's not a bad start. 14 shots coming down. With his runes, it's going to be 4s to hit. That's pretty much average now, I think. Yeah. And you've got strength 5.
Yep.
So looking at 5s to wound. 2. And has he got any armor piercing? So it's a -3. Yep. 2 wounds down to 8 left. That's the end of the shooting phase. No combat, so it's going to be Empire. Oh, sorry, yeah, we've got the magic hits. Let's see how many Slayers get nibbled by ghosts this time. 2 of them. Does it tickle? Yeah, nothing there. And the steam tank. Just 1 this time. And no wins there. Empire turn 3, midway through the movement phase, the knights at the back have charged into the Dragon Slayer. Hopefully make short work of him. Managed to generate our 5 steam points on the steam tank. We've changed targets. We're going to go for this unit here. It's random movement. We need a 10 to get in. Ah, yes, we've made it. Magic phase is complete. The mystery spell from here was a Wissan's Wild Form, which helps the knights in their task over there. Managed to get a boosted Ice Shard Blizzard off on the Slayers, which gives them -1 to hit. And the harmonic convergence down this end was dispelled again. Going into the shooting phase, we're going to start with the crossbowmen going down into that little unit of Slayers in the middle. We'll see how they get on, and then we'll come back with our war machines. Combined firepower from the crossbowmen and archers has reduced this Slayer squad down to just 3. We're going with the cannon, who's doing a long shot down the battlefield at his counterpart to the organ gun, 8 inches from the back of its base. Oh, and it's another misfire. I swear this dice is getting binned. What's he done this time? I can't shoot again this time. Fair enough. The Dragon Slayer has declared a challenge, which has been answered by none other than my Grand Master. With my Wissans, I'm toughness 5 and on a 1-up save. Quite hard to chew through, but your ancestral grudge at the start, you have hatred against my entire army. So, and with your always strike first, you're going first. Let's see how you get on with your attacks. Good job for the hatred. Weapon skill 6.
2 hits. 4 to wound.
No wounds. 4 attacks coming back in from the Grand Master. All of them. Are you weapon skill 6 or?
Yeah, 6.
Okay, so 3 hits. He's got a rune fang. Hits wound automatically with no saves allowed. So 3 wounds. He's gone. Can he do anything with his death blow? Hatred on his death blow? No. Okay, that's the end of him. Coming round to the steam tank combat. Start off with his impact hits. It's d6 plus 3d3 due to the steam points expended in the steam engine. Oh. 1, 2, 6, 8. Going in there. I think I'm strength 6, but I will double check. I am strength 6 indeed. What are you, toughness 4?
Yep.
Yeah, so 8.
Oh, nice.
Then I roll 7. Just roll that Yes. 8 of them have gone. Then we're going to go down onto initiative order, which I assume you're going to make way with your big scary chap at the end. Okay, we'll get him moved and get some attacks back. Ungrim Iron Fist has made way to come in to have a go at this steam tank. He is swinging first. -1 to hit because of Ice Shard Blizzard, but with his hatred he's rerolling anyway. Let's see how he gets on. Not quite. And
Strength 6.
toughness 6.
Reroll will force the wound. They've got the banner of last hold.
Nice. Oh, good job he's got the rerolls. 2. What's the modifier on this? Or doesn't he allow saves?
-3.
So more 1-up save. Going to 4-ups. 2 more failed. Down to 6. So the Giant Slayers are, the rest of the unit entirely are going to swim with great weapons, which means it is me next. So going to spend the last 2 steam points that I've got on the steam gun. Using it as a breath weapon in combat gives me 2d6 hits. For 5, that's not brilliant, but could be worse. Strength 3, because I've only spent 2 points on it, so I'm looking at 5s. 2 more that go down. And then I've got the attack from the engineer to come in as well with his 1 poultry attack, which misses. So that's everything that the steam tank has got. We'll get the dice for all of these great weapons coming into him and see if he's still standing here when they're done. Slayers have all swung back, and this is what we've got. We've got 2 from the Giant Slayers, which are on a 4-up. Pass 1. 5 from the Troll Slayers, which are on 3-ups. Fell once. I've lost another 2 wounds, taking me down to 4. And we do have the death blows from the 2 who got steam gunned. So do you want to roll for those as well?
No, they were in there.
Oh, they were in that as well, were they? Sorry, right. Yeah, they've already done those. Okay. I mean, I've won the combat. You're unbreakable. I'm unbreakable. So we're both just going to stay where we are. Lots of movement in the dwarf turn 4 that we're in now. The crossbowmen have left the watchtower. I'm going to start making a run for this building down here, reasoning that they're not in range to shoot anything anyway. Other crossbowmen have turned around to look down at the knights coming their way. This unit of Slayers managed to get a charge into the side of the steam tank, and the remaining 3 Slayers are continuing to run forward into a hail of bolts and arrows. Winds of Magic, purely to see what happens from this one over here. 5, I think that's Wissans, isn't it? So the Knights get another boost, but it's going to be irrelevant because there's going to be another magic phase before anything happens with them. Don't think we've got any shooting either, have we? Because
Let's roll for the comet.
oh yes, we need to roll for the comet, of course. It's getting lots of tokens on it. It must be time now. Oh yes, the comet has gone off. So we're on 2d6 plus 3. 11 inches. We'll get those measured up, work out how many are hit. So we've got 9 hits coming in on the organ gun at strength 7. Just looking for some 4 pluses. Yeah, enough there to destroy that one. And we managed to get 13 on the crossbowmen who have tried to flee from the building. And at strength 7, anything but 1s, which I've managed to roll 5 1s there, which is disappointing.
8.
So that's 8 who are slain in that unit there, which is going to come back to a panic test for them. Going to pass that, of course they do. Brilliant. So now that will be end of the magic phase. There's no shooting, and we'll come back for combat. We're into the combat. It's Ungrim Iron Fist going first. Can he finish off the steam tank by himself? He's lost his hatred, hitting on the 4s. 2. 1, sorry. And 1 wound, and it's a -3, isn't it? Which I managed to pass. Now it's going to be
You?
all of us together.
No, because I'm using great weapons.
Great weapons. Okay, I'll do my my engineer's attack. So it has the 1, which hits. And wounds. That's 1 Troll Slayer gone. And now lots and lots of great weapons coming to chop up the steam tank. Axes have been swung from both units. We've got, I'm going to do all the saves together because it's just a bit more thematic, really. We've got 4 from the Giant Slayers and 4 from the Troll Slayers. So, Giant Slayers first. These are on 4-ups to keep him alive. He's got 4 wounds remaining. Oh dear, and he's failed 3 of them. So he's got 1 wound left with 4 saves at 3-up. Oh, and he's gone. Okay. Well done. That's the end of the steam tank. Get all those ones reformed or overrunning, whatever they're going to do. And then we're going to come back for Empire turn 4. Empire turn 4, the only charge that we've got are the Demogryph Knights going forward into this unit of Slayers. With my Swift Stride, I think we need about 6 to get in, so we've just made it in. We did say before the game that one of the rules we were going to play for the river is that whenever you cross it, you take essentially an inverted armor save. If you like, you need to roll under your armor to represent the weight of your armor dragging you down into the currents. So I'm taking 4 saves now, and I need to roll 1s. I mean, really, I can't roll under my armor because I'm a 1, but we are going to say that they at least have a chance not to, or to take a wound. So potentially I'm going to lose a Demogryph here. Yeah, 1's gone, which is going to reduce me to a panic test, which they managed to pass. Movement phase is complete. Battle Standard Bearer has gone up to support the Demogryphs. Knights have begun to run down on the opposite side, although there is one of these horrible rivers to cross. Witch Hunter's gone out for a little bit of a jolly as well, because he's not really doing anything at the minute. Which brings us on to the magic phase. Winds of magic this time are blowing a 5. It's a Wissan's wild form again, which is going to be on the Slayers. Brilliant. Magic phase, we managed to get harmonic convergence off on the Demigryphs, and we tried to do a boosted Ice Shard Blizzard down onto the crossbowmen, which was dispelled. Crossbowmen and archers have opened up on the 3 remaining giant slayers, troll slayers, sorry. But because they got their Wissans from the random spell, we only managed to kill 1, which was disappointing. Speaking of disappointing, it's cannon time. Take 4 to see whether he can actually hit anybody and do anything. So he's going down just sort of shy of the river, aiming for that unit of crossbowmen, hoping to get a nice big bounce down through all of those files. 8 inches from the front guy, 6 inches. We're 2 inches away from him. Yay! We've actually hit some models. Let's work out how many are hit. Managed to kill 3 of the crossbowmen with the cannonball. First time it's done anything in 4 turns. Moving on to the combat, the Demogryphs are going first. Oh, that is spectacularly awful. Harmonic convergence lets us, so 2 hits. Wow. Okay. Can we do any better for wounds? Another 1. Yeah, 2 wounds. That goes through armor piercing, strength 5 malarkey. So we've killed 2 so far. Are you going to be using your great weapons?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to go down to my knights themselves. 3 of those. Can reroll the 1. You 2. Strength 6 cause of my lance, so that's another 2 who are cut down. That wasn't quite as spectacular as I was hoping it would be. We'll do the great weapons coming back, and then I should get some stomps. Lots of axes have come back, and the death blows. I've got 7 armor saves to make. First 4 of the giant slayers on 4 pluses. I can reroll the 1s. Not that it helps, so 2 finishes off the guy who lost a wound going through the river. And then I've got 3 on 3 pluses, which I pass. So I think I've beaten you in the combat there. Oh yes, thank you. My stomps. Can we squish 2 more? Can we 1 more 1s to wound? Hey. 1 more. And another death blow. This is like never ending, isn't it?
Reroll.
With your grudge. No. Brilliant. Okay, got those ones removed, and we're both still locked in combat. Dwarves turn 5. The big unit of Slayers has made it in to the Demogryphs, and these 2 Slayers charging forward into the archers. I've done the stand and shoot and didn't manage to take any wounds. They need a 9 to get in. Can they do it? No, they can't. So the shooting phase has been completed. Crossbowmen shot down at the Knights. Did really well with their hits and wounds, but even though the Plague of Rust went off on them that turn, Knights managed to shrug them all off and save, bringing us into combat. Mr. Iron Fist is going first.
All hit.
Yeah. Come on, Demogryphs. I don't think there's much of a chance for them. Oh dear. What's your minus on these? Four. 5 up saves. Managed to pass one, but one of them is killed, so we're just down to a musician left there. And are you going to be great weaponing the rest?
Yeah, because I'm going to go after anyway.
Yeah, okay, so we'll do my Demogryph, who's going to go into this smaller unit of 3. After the deliberation of where to put the attacks, he managed to do absolutely nothing, even with harmonics still in effect. So the 2 Giant Slayers from that unit, one of them's made way, are swinging back into him. No hatred now for them. 2's to wound him. Ooh, 2. And managed to save 1, so he's down to 2 wounds left. 4 saves needed now to keep the Demogryph alive. We've got 5+ saves first, of which he's passed 1. 4+ saves. Rerollable with harmonic. Oh, he is cut down and slain. Movement phase on Empire turn 5 is complete. Battle Standard Bearer, supported by the Witch Hunter, have charged into this stubborn little unit that has been left. Knights considered a charge, but from where they were, a lot of them, well, all of them would have gone through the river, which, with the rules we're playing for this, would have killed quite a few of them. So didn't want to risk that. They've instead galloped forwards, done a few wheels and tweaks just to get themselves on the ford, ready for a charge next turn. That brings us on to the Winds of Magic. Got a 7, which is Plague of Rust on those guys down there again. Can I get a channel? Not had one so far all game yet. Nope. Right, we'll grab my power dice and decide what we're doing. Magic phase is complete. Managed to get the ones we wanted off for Harmonic Convergence on the BSB and Ice Shard Blizzard on the Crossbowman. Wind Blast was dispelled. Going to finally try and finish off this unit here. We're going with the Crossbowman first with their 10 shots. Finally, they're actually shooting like they mean to. We're looking for 4s to wound and kill, essentially. They are gone. Woo! And we're going to do a mirror image shot with the cannonball once again at 8 inches away from the side of the unit up there. This cannon is fired. Moving into the combat phase, a challenge has been issued by one of these Giant Slayers. The Witch Hunter has bravely, or maybe foolishly, accepted it. We're going to do the challenge at the end, meaning we're starting with the captain, splitting his attacks. The captain himself is fighting the Giant Slayer, and the Pegasus will be hitting the Troll Slayer, Standard Bearer, who's with him. So, captain first. Hits all of them. I'm strength 6 with my lance. He's gone. Can the Pegasus finish off his mate? Reroll the 1 with Harmonic Convergence. Thank you. Yes. He gets 2 hits. And 1 wound at -1. So it's all coming down to the Witch Hunter.
I've got my death blows back on.
Oh yeah, death blows on those. We'll do those first. Save this one right for the end. Witch Hunter to finish this unit off. No, I'm only weapon skill 4. Strength 4. Ooh, it's a wound. He's done it. Is he going to be cut down himself, though, with a death throw? The hatred rule. No. Okay, we'll get those guys moved, and then it's going to be the final turn for the Dwarves. A lot of points still in this unit, but it's whether they've done enough damage to the Empire. It's going to come down to these crossbowmen. We'll see how much damage they can inflict before the Knights come crashing home. Dwarf movement phase is complete. These guys reformed and shuffled back. Crossbowmen have shuffled as well, just to try and avoid any form of charge from the BSB. And these crossbowmen have thrown down their crossbows, pulled out their grey weapons, and charged into combat with the knights, rather than just stand there and get hit themselves. There's no magic. We've done the spell from this, which is given by Archer's weapon skill and initiative 10, which is going to have absolutely 0 effect. There's no shooting from the dwarves this time, which means we're going to go straight into combat. Does that unit have a champion?
Yes.
Well,
Challenge.
my Grandmaster is, yeah, if you weren't challenging me, I'm going to challenge you. So Grandmaster will accept that. We'll do the rest of the combat first, and then we'll come back for those two heroes clashing in the river. Due to the lack of being able to use my lances, I only managed to kill 2 dwarves, and with their great weapons, the dwarves have hacked down 4 knights. Grandmaster's not very happy with that, so he is putting his 4 attacks into your champion. Weapon skill 6, that's 3 hits. With his rune fang, they auto wound with no save. So the champion is gone. That is the end of Dwarves turn 6. Just got one final turn for the Empire to see what they can do before this battle ends. Only movement for the Empire this turn is for the Battle Standard Bearer to fly down just to give his reroll leadership aura, just in case it's needed in that combat up there. Everything else is staying where it was. Takes us on to the magic phase. Winds of Magic are blowing a 6 this time. Can I get one final channel? Yay, finally! 7 dice for me. We'll double check what the spell is from...
Wild form.
Is it Wild Form? Yeah, that's it. And I'm going to decide what spells we're doing. In his final act of magical power in this battle, Wizard has cast Ice Sharp Blizzard down on the unit crossbowman again, trying to help save his fellow warriors with the knights. He did it irresistibly and has therefore miscast. What's he done to himself? This is pretty crucial. It's an 8.
Magic feedback.
What's he done
Just
there?
stuff as a strength 6 hit.
Okay, we can take that. Yeah, he's taken a wound. Do I lose any dice, or is that it?
D6.
D6.
Somebody's other dice.
So we lose 2 dice. I've got 1 dice left. I'm not going to risk anything else now. The Grandmaster and Knights have all swung, stabbed and kicked with hooves, and we've killed 4 more of these dwarves. So, final attacks of the game. Can he do enough to break this unit?
3 hits.
Okay, still with the great weapons.
2 saves.
2 saves.
2 pass.
2 pass. So it's definitely a win for the Empire in that combat this time. Empire got 4, 5, and Dwarves got 1. So Empire win by 4.
They hold.
Oh, they have held. And that then is the end of the game. Well played, thank you. We'll work out some points, see whether the Dwarves have done enough damage, or likewise the Empire. There's still a lot of points in that unit down there, and there's still 2 units of crossbowmen. So we'll get our calculators out and let you know. And this is everything that remains at the end of the battle. Still quite a sizable chunk of both armies, really. We've worked out the victory points, double-checked them and triple-checked them, because they were that close. The Empire managed to score a total of 654 victory points. The Dwarves managed to score a total of 652. There are 2 lousy points separating these armies after 6 turns. Wow, incredibly close. In the rulebook, this will count as a draw, and I think everyone has to agree there's not really anything separating these armies at the moment. However, because we're doing this as a knockout competition, we need to decide which one is going to go through. We'll have that discussion ourselves over a beer and argue our case for each of our armies. But that is round 1 of our mini little knockout tournament completed. Hope that you enjoyed that one, and we'll be back soon with round 2 between the next 2 armies drawn out the hat. As always, thanks for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and stay tuned for more content.